Okay, so today we're looking at Windows 2000 Professional. Might try Windows ME at another time. This appears to be taking less time compared to Windows 98 on the previous video, which had to cut the boot sequence because it was taking too long. Do we have integration? We do have integration enabled on this one. Okay, we have automatic login. Okay, so let's look at the system properties. Firstly, you'll be able to see that this version of Windows actually detects the processor correctly as Intel Xeon. I don't think it's dual core because I haven't enabled that. We have Internet Explorer 6. Okay, and as I was going to show you when I originally recorded this video, but it got disrupted. YouTube working on Windows 2000. While we wait for that, I'll show you Windows Media Player with one of the MIDI files. Okay, so quite clearly we have MIDI playback and we have Windows Media Player 9. I'm going to continue from last time. And you'll see that YouTube works even better on Windows 2000 than it was on 98. For a start, we do have the controls. Adverts clearly work on here, but I'm going to skip it. Of course, the internet is going to be extremely slow on Windows 2000. Of course, it's going to be laggy because it's only got 256 megabytes of RAM allocated to the virtual machine. But let's just test out the controls. You're going to take extreme lag in 720p. Full screen does work. Okay, and 720p is working actually. We have HD on Windows 2000. Don't know what's wrong with the resolution, but yeah. We have that working. Okay, so this is Opera version 10.63, and we are going to try and get the latest version of Firefox that will run on Windows 2000 running when the website works that lets you download old software. Okay, so what you're going to do is going to select Windows 2000 on the side here. Google are a bunch of retards anyway, because they don't support XP anymore, but that's because they're Google and Google are retards. Okay. Come on. Load the Windows 2000 versions, please. Scrolling. Right. So according to this, the last version of these ESR versions, 10. Let's try it. Okay. You're going to click on download, and I bet you it will require a RAR, but if it doesn't, thank God for that. So let's download this version of Firefox onto here. Gotta wait. Okay, won't actually download. It doesn't support, Opera doesn't support this download type. So it looks like we cannot download anything from. Here we are. And now we can download it. I don't know what the push thing was, but let's wait for that to download and take a look at some of the things that Windows 2000 has, other than lag. We have Outlook Express, version 6.0, I think, or 5.0, but this is 6 because we've upgraded to IE 6 on here. Yeah. CD player is still here. It's been extremely slow now. The games have been installed. We have all the system tools. So let's run Winverse, shall we, while we wait for that to download. As you can see, this is Service Pack 4. Well, if it wasn't, Opera would definitely not be running on here. This is a Firefox is now installing. This is what the control panel looks like. Standard classic control panel as it lags across the screen. I do not like the new versions of Camtasia and the older ones.
Of course you can't get them anymore because they're a bunch of idiots. Okay. Let's close some stuff. Let's go Firefox up. Next. I am tired.
Version. Right, let's launch Firefox now. And let's just see how it works. We're going to import from Opera because we're going to do that, but it'll probably set fucking Google as the default search engine. We know how bad Google is because of the spying. Okay. Yep, told you we'd have Google. But this is the latest version of Firefox that will work on here. Okay. Extremely laggy again. I'm just quickly going to check the recording time. Right. Okay. So let's look at the Firefox version number. This is the latest version that will run on here. 10.0.12, and of course this is Windows 2000. First thing I'm going to do is going to remove Google. You must do that. Everyone should do that. Okay. Which I don't know how to do. I can't remember how to do it on this version of Firefox. There is a way somewhere. Is it down here? Manage search engines. Right, that's going to get removed. So is that. Remove. Okay. Now we finally have a good search engine. Let's just search for Windows 2000. Actually, let's head over to the Microsoft website. And just see if it tells me to upgrade to Windows 10, if it can detect Windows 2000. because I know it definitely detects Windows XP. I do not care that Mozilla Firefox is free and open source. Okay, so we have no upgrade to Windows 10 banners at the bottom. Well, we have the whole advertisement for Windows 10 on the website course, but we don't have any of the banners at the bottom that say Windows 10. So in theory, if you really had to run Windows 2000 as your main operating system on an older computer, if you really had to, you could do it. If you had more than 200, if you had about 512 to a gigabyte of RAM, you could run Windows 2000 on an older computer as a main operating system. If, say, the graphics card didn't support XP and you had to have an operating system on there, Windows 2000 is much better than running Linux on there. And of course, you definitely don't want to be running Windows 10 or 8 or 7 on a computer from 2001. And also, Windows 2000 is good for the Pentium 3 mobile computers that were released up until 2004, because they were still producing Pentium 3 mobiles up until 2004. I'll show you that now. Pentium 3 M. This is what became well, it's confusing because the Pentium M, which is based on the Pentium 3, and the Core 2 Duo and Core Duo are all based on the Pentium M. But then there was also the Pentium 4M and the Pentium 3M, and the Pentium 3M was used until Pentium M came out, and computers that needed more battery life because Pentium 3s are lower consumption than the Pentium 4s, and of course Pentium 4s burn your computer up. And you can hear the fan working away on this deal. But that's actually the power supply. So the top rate is 1.4 GHz, but if you've got a Pentium 3M computer, as you can see, made since 2003, it is a good idea to run Windows 2000 rather than XP on it with the maxed out RAM. And if you have to use that, of course I wouldn't recommend that as your main computer. I think like a Dell Latitude will do. No Apple computers, they're just really, 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 really bad. So yeah, as you can see, we do have a lot of lag. So you know what, we're gonna have a look at the screensavers and the desktop backgrounds. I am quite clearly extremely tired. Screensavers. Log on screensaver. Channel screensaver. I think this is a leftover from Windows 98. Actually, that's a point. Let me find it. We can have websites here, and because that's a HTML, that's the background I've just set. But we can actually have a website in the background if we choose no background and then apply. We can actually have a website here in the background, and I think, if I remember right, yeah, we can minimize it. And this is active desktop. It's removed in XP, but you can have websites in the background, and it's known to crash. It's just based on Internet Explorer, but it crashes when you shut your computer down a lot, and you get errors like that. So you can have it full screen, we can have it part, like as in it covers, it doesn't. You have your icons on top. You can have it like that, or you can have it so it doesn't cover your icons, but it's still there. And this is how activity centers in Windows Neptune worked. And Windows Neptune was basically going to be the home edition of Windows 2000. And it got merged with Microsoft Odyssey, which became Windows Whistler, which, as we all know, became Windows XP. So let's just search for Windows Neptune and I'll explain it. I'll have to look at Neptune at some point. But Neptune, they wanted a Windows NT based home operating system, so they based it on Windows 2000. But instead, they merged the home version with the professional version, Odyssey, which was going to replace Windows 2000, and made Whistler. And in the meantime, they released Windows ME. Well, as it says, I'm using my finger to point. As it says here, they released Windows ME, which they wanted Windows 98 with the last version, but they released Windows ME instead. After that, while they merged the Neptune and Odyssey teams to make Whistler. And if you click on Odyssey, they've got a page. It just goes to Windows XP, because of course it became XP. Well, it merged with Neptune to become Whistler, which became XP, and XP is based on Windows 2000, which is why it's 5.1. And notice how Neptune is 5.5 and Windows 2000 is 5.0. 2195, I think. It's not 2195. Yep, 2195. And that's Windows 2000. Okay then. I think that is the end of this video. So
Thank you for watching. Let's just shut down the operating system.